Hello, folks. It's another day. We've come to talk about uh, President John Mahama of Ghana. Last week, in his address to the nation, he talked about all foreigners not participating in a gold market trade. That is a very good move, and we appreciate that. What we also like to say is that it's a good move in the sense that it will help the nation or the country to realize how much gold was produced in the year, and then also how much money that was made, because none of the gold was sold outside or was sent to the outside market to sell. And then also they'll be able to know how much revenue they made at the end of the year, so they can plan for the economy. But notwithstanding, it is also not enough. Even though he has done well, but we will encourage him to also look into the international or multinational companies, gold companies, or any other mineral resources company in Ghana, in the sense that the deals that they had with the previous government, the contract, with their 5%, 10%, and 15% royalties, is not enough. At least it should be 50% profit to be shared among themselves or between the country and the company. So what I would suggest is that it's either the government nationalize the natural mineral resources companies, which is gold, diamond, bauxite, and the recent one, which was given to the Australian government, which is the cobalt. Yeah. So what I'm trying to say, because if you don't do this, that means the country is not going to develop. But to be able to develop, you need a huge sums of money to be able to do all these things. But the gold that they exploit, or in Ghana, about 90% is sent abroad. So if you say the foreigners will not involve themselves in the local market, what about the multinational companies? They extract and then send the raw material to go and refine elsewhere. So it makes the country doesn't benefit that much in terms of employment and then also revenue. So if everything was to be extracted, refined, and also sold by the government, that would be good. So for a country to develop, like if you look at Burkina Faso, that's what he did. He nationalized the gold mining companies, and now is the nationals of Burkina Faso that are exploiting or extracting the gold. They refine them in Burkina Faso, and the revenue stays in there. So the revenue they get at the end of the year is able to develop the country. But Ghana, the most producing company, gold producing company in Africa, is not able to develop its country because all the revenues are going outside. So what I would suggest to His Excellency John Mahama, the president, is that if we say we're going to go to IMF or the World Bank to borrow money to come and develop the country, then we're not going to get anywhere, because all the proceeds or the money we get will be used to pay debt, because their interest rate is high. So the best thing to do is to either nationalize the companies or take some of the companies, nationalize some of the companies and ask Ghanaians to exploit and refine and also sell. Or either you renegotiate, because the previous negotiation that has been done, I can tell you that most of them were cut corners. If you could read through the details of all the contract, you could see some lapses in there that needs to be corrected. So if you really want to develop the country, don't look elsewhere. Concentrate in the country. There's money in the country. Go to them and sit with them, have a meeting, and then renegotiate. At least it should be 50% profit margin shared between the country and also the multinational. So that is what I brought to you today. It's a message to the President of Ghana, which is His Excellency John Mahama, to renegotiate the deals that is between the Ghana government and the mining natural resources companies in Ghana, to look into it and also have a proper agreement. At least there should be 50% profit margin shared between the country and also the multinationals, multinational companies. Because for the last time I checked, which was 2021, thereabout, there were about 16 gold mining companies in Ghana. And of late, I've learned they've also actualized one in the Bolgatanga area. I think there's also one in Upper West region. So gold is everywhere. So a country like Ghana should not be starving, or the people in there should not go hungry. So this is my humble plea to President John Mahama, His Excellency, to look into it so that Ghana could also develop in the short space of time and should not go to the World Bank or IMF to borrow any other money. And if you cast your mind back to Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso, Mali has been able to paid out all his debt, domestic debt, which is about $4 billion, thereabout dollars. And Burkina Faso has also paid almost all theirs. Niger is the growth of Niger is in acceleration. So how or why a country like Ghana, who is the leading producer of gold in Africa, be in this state? We shouldn't lack anything. So recently, even yesterday, I was listening to the new president of Botswana. Is it Botswana? I think Mozambique, Botswana, talking about a country like Botswana should not go hungry. They should. None of the individuals or the nationals should not go hungry. So I think Ghana should also be. So I'll rest my video here. I'll suggest people bring their comments as well, and also comment below. And also I'm pleading with all the African leaders. Africa is a continent that should not starve, or there shouldn't be any hunger among ourselves. So this is a plea to the African leaders, most especially Ghana. Thank you, and see you another time. Thank you. Bye-bye.